Okay, so now let's get into more on the logic of the iGrid Evo and what's being added a little bit. Then I want to get into some additional stuff over and above the hybrid momentum that I've been working on for some time. I keep getting about 95% till I like it, and then I don't. And then version 2, 95%, and then version 3, I'm at about 99%. I've gone ahead and green lighted the final build, and I think I'm just going to run with it, and I can work on it more later. But I think that will be very fantastic tool to help on the manual discretionary side too. But anyhow, right now in my private chat room or Discord room, I go by the name Grid. I'll go in there, but we have tons of training, downloads. I keep my downloads there and everything. This is a private room. Only members that are part of the program get on board and so on. So got all kinds of stuff. Now, some of this stuff that I'm going to be talking about, anything that I build in NT8 is being added to the cTrader version. Got iGrid Evo version coming online for cTrader, MT4, MT5, and I'm adding a bunch of features, so it's kind of bogging down the completion of that. But when it comes out, I kind of want to be at a point where I can't even think of anything else more we could add to it unless somebody finds something profound. So anyhow, yeah, we got all kinds of training in there and stuff that I'm covering, and I have a lot of stuff that I've shot that I need to add. There's a lot of stuff, but there's another system that I want to get into that I decided by taking some of the math that I have in the iGrid and adding it to that. I've really noticed it takes something powerful and adds like even more accuracy to it. And I want to talk about that here in a minute. But let's get back to the logic, because I'm getting a lot of questions on logic and why does it add where it does. And I kind of want to clarify all that real quick. So like here was today, for example, I'll just run through, 8:30 U.S. Central Time. We were in a short leading up to that worked out. So right after the U.S. session opened, about 36 minutes after the hour Chicago time, it would have gotten long. It had one qualified ad there, one there, one there, one there. So that was, one, two, three, up to 4 ads. And then she ripped, took off. If it didn't hit a preset hard target, let's see, her targets were out here. At the flip point, all those longs just came out. So they all came out. So that trade's over with. You should have been over a daily goal on 150K account there, or darn close. So now you had multiple positions, you pyramided in, and you made a really nice hit. Now, if you had hard targets or a daily dollar amount, and you're trading a little bit heavier size, you should have for sure been out of your trade on that move. That was a pretty powerful launch out of the open. Kind of a one and done day. So anyhow, let's say your automation's still running. Okay, now it puts on, one entry here. Right away, the market has a pullback, and then the institutional side was working it really hard up and through here. They paused, and then they were, working it hard in there. They were just absorbing, selling like crazy. And there was a level. There was a key level that was just there. And I'm sure they were trying to get it up to that level, but the selling became too heavy, and they just turned off the buying, and we got that whooshka move. That's a word I made up, I guess, whooshka. So anyhow, you would have gotten short. That would have come out long. You would have only had one entry, no ads. That was a loser. So you made some money, gave a little back. Then you get long again, and you had a qualified ad. Where was the other qualified ad? There was, one right there, and one more you would have had right there. So you would have had ads, and then they came out right here. So that was a hell of a trade. So I don't know how you could not have been at daily goal unless you're trading nano micros. Just kidding. So anyhow, you should have been done there on the day in the daily goal. More than enough meat on the bones here to have been one and done on the day if you came in with kind of what I would call normal position size. If you're newer, played it really soft, and you're liking the tick, you're trading on a tick chart, not a Renko chart or a time-based chart. This is the day. And the nice thing, whether you're on time-based charts this day or Renko or Range Bar, they all pretty much caught the same moves. That's the beauty of the iGrid. It so adapts so well with the unique math in the indicator plus the two-dimensional smoothing. It adapts so well to these different bar types and time frames. Then we had the short, that worked. Then you would have gotten long. No ads, made a little bit, got short, made just a little bit. You know, if you didn't hit any hard targets, then you're back to the long side. It chopped a bit. Then boom, we get the nice short, and that one was a beauty. That was a really nice one. That one, that was my nice move today that I caught. That I was like, I was probably too light a position size out of the open on the long side stuff, and I worked some of this stuff up here, but that one got me way over gold today. But anyhow, yeah, that's the logic. We get in on flips, we can adjust where and how many ads in the settings, and off we go. And then the newer version of this, we already have time window where you can set your time window. We already have ultimate dollar amount, profit target, ultimate dollar amount stop for the day. I'm going to add in a little bit more on the alert side, you know, for selecting your own audible stuff on ads and primary flip points. And then we're going to have the clustered trail stop, where you can set it how many ticks below. So each line segment that plots on this, the trail stop will follow. Instead of having fixed hard stops, it'll have a more dynamic stop. You know, that's pretty intensive because we got to constantly be talking to the centralized exchange on, hey, we're moving our target stops again. So, you know, that's just part of it. You got to program all that in, and that's all possible. It's just, you know, it takes programming work. So even on a tick chart, like a 177 tick chart, and I have really not done much of it. I spent about 3 minutes, what I call dialing in this chart to this time frame. I spent a little more time. I think I could get it dialed in just a little bit better, but you know, it doesn't take me that hard to kind of get in the ballpark. So I can use it and catch good moves, at least during the core time periods. Now, I like to trade the NASDAQ from about 7:32 U.S. Central Time till about 12:30. If I haven't made my daily goal by then I get real picky as to what I'll work the later part of the day. And today we had to wait, and we finally got that nice move right there. That was a decent move here, too. You know, they pumped and pumped and pumped and pumped and pumped and pumped, just missed, like just below a key level I was tracking, and then she rolled over. Okay, now let's go to an additional system that I want to add to the mix at some point in April. Now on cTrader, got the iGrid Evo indicator running and the CBOT. Well, we have the CBOT running off the original iGrid, but the iGrid Evo CBOT is about to come out next, and I'll have the same additions to it and features packed in that I have in the NT8 version. Again, nice morning, you know, out of the open. We get long signal, big ramp, nice rollover, some nice oscillations and the big rollover, and then we get the end of day pump and then the big gap up here in the evening session on the NASDAQ, or in this case, the CFD version on the FX trading realm, the US Tech or the NAS 100. Now, cTrader is exploding in usage rates now that MT4, MT5 is, you know, fading rapidly. You know, US traders, probably very soon there won't be any prop firm at all allowing anybody at all US based to touch MT4, MT5, and there's a lot of reasons why. I won't even get into it. So cTrader is becoming very prominent, and the beauty about cTrader, it can talk out to any MT5 platform through a Heron copier, and I think there's another copier that some of the guys are using, and it has fixed protocol, so you can talk to broker server directly. You know, if you work with your broker, you know, you can run your automation in cTrader and talk out that trade activity to other platforms. So I'm going to show you the additional system that I want to bring to the mix once we get all these final versions, or I shouldn't say final, but the completely updated packed with additional feature add versions of the iGrid Evo automation out. Then I want to move on and add one more system to the mix for everybody that's part of the program. And then don't forget, we do have the price director, good for quick scalping. It helps you see very linear price movements by the shape and width of the arrows. We have that, an NT8. We've got it running here on cTrader and other platforms. It's in Tradingview. So that's another tool, especially the intraday scalpers are loving. I'm looking at the potential of building a version of the iGrid where instead of seeing the one of the Heikin-Ashis, I'll have the Heikin-Ashi where you could toggle it on and off between the price director or Heikin-Ashi number 2. So I'm thinking about building that. That might be a late April project. Just, getting a lot of people saying, hey, I'm using the two together and I like it. I'm figuring, well, why not just build the indicator with both items on board and make it easier for you? So I'm kind of building a list of Christmas gifts, more goodies I want to build. Okay, let's look at the next system that I really, really want to bring to the table to add to the mix. Okay, so I'm thinking of, and I've been kind of working with putting some new math in the indicators for what I call the over-under system. So we have a version, I have some new bands that I built based off the iGrid system. So when we get one set of the iGrid updated, I guess you could say like indicator, when it crosses the fast, so it's it'll be the same iGrid version of these channels when it crosses below, but they're going to be actually slightly more responsive the way I'm building them. So in the faster version of the channel that you can see is hugged up against price, with some momentum coloring in the center portion, and they just work. I don't know why the system just works so good. So when you get that, you get an alert, hey, iGrid channel short or bear. Until both parts of the iGrid channels cross back above the slower ones, you stay short. So that's a short. That was a qualified long. So you got short, you had a couple cyclical rotations you could have added there. And then here was a long, gave you one push, gave you another push, you had a lower pivot high and an M there. It goes from green to red right there. You should think about bailing because you're in the money or at least taking more profit. Then you got a short right here, qualified short. So, we'd have an alert. Here we would have alert right there for the long. So I just call it the over-under. Fast channel over or under the slow channel. And that's kept you short, caught the big move. Right here it said, hey, get long. Gave you one pump, pulled back. No qualified short, gave you another pump. Now this was going into the close, so I'm sure you just would have closed out in the day, but then we had the gap up. So you can work this on Renkos, time-based charts, range bar, and on and on and on. So I really want to build the over-under in Tradingview as a strategy, so indicator/strategy. I really want to put this in NT8, and I already have it in MT4, MT5, and cTrader. I'm going to advance everything with the new math and make this into iGrid channels that look like this, but are built with completely different math and dynamics. But in the end, I do want the coloration in the center of the channel like we have here. It's just, I've got new math that will make these price channels even more responsive than they currently are. So anyhow, that's another project, and there's some specific reasons why I want to build this. I think it'll be fantastic for certain markets. But in the end, if you have any questions, info@gridalgo.com. Got a lot of big stuff on deck to announce in the next few days. Just really big stuff that I'm going to keep pushing out. I'm kind of in a skunkworks R&D phase, and I'm going to keep on pushing it. So there you have it. Info@gridalgo.com. You guys have a great day. Talk to you all later.